Chili's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
From last night, this morning, the day before.
Had a nice chat with Carl this morning.
Yeah, me too.
Such a good support. We appreciate that. He's the best. He's
Carl,
like
who's do
he's like our dad, our work
Carl, like
dad.
who's even doing all the contracting work? Shoot.
I'm
He's
telling you,
everywhere.
he's got a good team.
Yeah. And he's doing deals.
He's got a great team.
He is literally everywhere. Hey Walter. I hope you bought your airline ticket. I know
Oh,
you're coming
yes.
down.
Yes. Hope we got some points racked up for tickets down here. And Janice, good morning. Thank you for coming out last night.
Yeah.
Miss you guys. Things are truly progressing on my end. So yeah. You guys never know when's my last webinar. You just never know. But not today. Not today.
Good morning, Rex.
Yes, I hope that for you, Walter. Praying for you. Definitely. Good morning, guys. Everyone, come on in. Come on in. Well, anyone, all of my multifamily people, Cynthia from last night will be coming back for a full day workshop on April 11th. So all my multifamily people, calling you guys all, you're watching the recording, you're in here right now, April 11th. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and actually I spoke to Cynthia. She might have something really special for someone that comes to the Saturday event. I
I
literally
heard.
just got off the phone. You heard?
Oh, wait. Well, I heard of something like on the fun side. I don't
Nope,
know.
no, no. I
Oh,
mean, I'm talking a massive gift.
oh, wow.
So I know this is recorded, so I don't know if I want to do
Okay.
this to myself, and I'll probably just do it to myself and um, figure it out. So what
She
she
bringing
told
on a
me,
protege or?
so she's actually gonna what's her course, Mother
Well, it's all on
the 14,
multifamily.
yeah, the
It's it's
1497,
I want to
the
say
one
it's
that
a
you
coaching.
yeah.
She
So
offers a group coaching and a one-on-one.
yeah, so but I forgot what the actual name of the course is.
Mother of multifamily.
It's like it's the multifamily kickstart, I want to say.
Okay, so okay, hold on. Let me see. Now you're gonna make me do go ahead and do
I know
this.
I'm pulling it up too, just as I'm like,
So
yeah,
just so you guys know, she usually charges about $3,000 for it. Last time she
multifamily
did,
made easy.
that's
Sorry.
it. Multifamily made easy. So that I got special pricing. You know, I work hard for you guys.
Yeah, it
So I
retails for 2,995.
yeah. So here's what she's doing, which I literally just talked to her. So one person, whoever, someone on Saturday, she's actually gonna raffle one giveaway for the 1497.
No, stop.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
So I literally talked to her about 15 minutes ago. She's
Oh
actually stuck at the
gosh.
airport right now.
That's
When I
pretty
was talking to her.
insane.
So she's like, we were chatting. She's like, well, you know what? I really want to do this. And, so when you sign up for Saturday's event, one of you guys might get a $1,500 free gift for
And
her
that's like,
2 day.
that's coaching. Like you get
Yeah. Yeah.
actual, it's not just a course. It's her group coaching, if I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
legit. That's a really,
Basically,
really
it's $3,000 you're getting for showing up for whether
yeah,
39 bucks to
yeah,
59 bucks,
yeah,
depending
And
on.
that's a
exactly.
half a day or is the full day on Saturday?
It's a
She's
full
doing a
day.
Saturday
full
night.
day.
Full day.
Yep.
That's gonna be insane. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's gonna be
gosh.
good stuff. So, guys, we only have 30 seats. I know some of you guys signed up last night. Again, it's so great to see so many of you guys come down. Happy Passover, if anyone's celebrating Passover. Maybe you're still on the webinar at least. So we want to thank you.
Yes, you're
And
probably watching the recording most likely if you're still
yeah,
on
that's true. You're probably
Passover.
watching the recording. Yeah, that makes sense. What the
But
heck
we
do I
missed
know, right?
you. We missed you guys, and we truly I wasn't aware, sorry to say, until like about a week or two ago when somebody brought it to my attention. So that's on me, you guys. You can definitely blame me for that one. I'm gonna also blame the pregnancy brain on that one as well. So, but you guys know, we do our monthly meeting the first Wednesday of every month. So I'm definitely in a rhythm, and that's just how my brain works. So, do apologize to all my Passover people, and yeah, that's all I'll say for that. I do just want to apologize on that, but hopefully you guys are catching this recording, and thank you all for being on here live, and thank you again to everyone who came out last night. We really appreciate that. Our vendors appreciate it too. So hopefully you made some good connections and learned about multifamily, and you have the chance to learn a lot more on Saturday, April 11th. But today we'll do a little bit of a pivot. We're definitely going to talk about some real estate, but also mindset, you guys. Mindset, wealth building. This is a huge, huge passion for us here at BPM RIA. As you guys know, this is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter that is here in South Florida. That's in compliance and partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association. So you guys know we don't take that lightly. We got Anish Dave, our CEO, as well as the National RIA president. We have Mike Johnston, one of our coaches, mentors, real estate investors, realtors, all the above, many titles in the room. And then me, Alexa, your COO here at BPM RIA. We're going to talk about the turning point. We're going to talk about this experience for us, as specifically as real estate investors, although this turning point event is for all entrepreneurs, but we know that you guys are all interested in real estate investing and how this event can improve your business in investing and improve your life, most importantly. So to get us started on a super positive note, we will be raffling a free ticket to the turning point today to one person. We are
Actually, why don't we do this? It's well, it is one ticket, but it's for two people.
Exactly. So one person will get two tickets to the turning point, and that is at least a $2,995 value. It goes for more if you go directly to the website. So if you go through us, you're going to get a special price. But today, somebody will get lucky enough to win free tickets to this event for you and a guest of your choice. So all you need to do is text the letters TP to 954-800-6961, and you will have a chance to win this raffle. I will announce the winner at the very end of the webinar today. So go ahead and stick on with us and make sure you stick on to the end, and you could win this raffle. Details are in the chat box as well as on the screen for you guys. So make sure you guys are checking out that chat box and checking out my screen that I'm sharing here. So easy way to keep up with our events, text the word, all one word, no spaces, BPM REIA, not to 954-800-6961. You will get text messages for our events. We have a lot of events, so don't be surprised when you get a text message almost every day, you guys, because we are doing events almost every day of the week. So, and that's, that fluctuates with our availability and our schedules. I'm sure April, May be a little quieter because we are really pumping over here. We've been pumping since the beginning of this year. So you guys, it's not always all the time that we have so many events. So you definitely want to take advantage when you see an event that looks good to you. You want to be there. Or at least let us know if you miss it and if there's anything that we can provide to you. So go ahead and do that. Details are in the chat for you guys. 2-day boot camp. You all know if you're getting into real estate investing, you want to learn how to wholesale, flip, rehab properties. This is the training for you. We put a money back guarantee on this training for you guys to make it the safest, best training for you to learn and be in a safe environment. You do get to take this training from the comfort of your home. It is live though. We do cameras on, microphones on. We're with you. We are learning together as a group. We also have 4 incredible guest speakers. Our primary contractor who's in this webinar right now, Carl Sheely, he is one of the Quick Start coaches. So you guys get to have as much hands-on as you can get with a virtual, but I'm telling you guys, you would be surprised. We are doing a lot, getting a lot done in this training. You're going to feel confident. You're going to want to start doing deals by the next day. So we'll see you guys for this weekend. Link is in the chat for you all. So check that out. We updated that website too. So let us know what you think about it. All right, members, as you guys know, you got in free for the quarterly networking event last night. You get special pricing for your guests. You get special pricing for our workshops, such as the one we're doing with Cynthia on April 11th. You get a big benefit package as well. Huge discounts to Office Depot, Home Depot, landlord tools, property insurance, retirement accounts, all of the things that you guys would be interested in is included in your membership. So make sure you get your membership if you're looking to get all of those benefits. And you guys also get access to the member directory. You can get in touch with the other members. You have a data portal in there. Lots of incredible tools in your membership, in your member portal. So if you're a member, go check out the YouTube channel. I have a whole breakdown of all the benefits there, all the things you get for being a member with BPM RIA. You also get the national RIA benefits as well. So go ahead and get your membership. Link is in the chat. Last but very not least, people, we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA, where we put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. We give you everything you need to start doing deals right now within our coaching program. You get the CRM, you get the Deal Finder software, you get everything, you get your own personal coach, you get all of the funding, unlimited deals with us. So we want to get you guys started. We want to get you guys making money, doing deals right now. So go ahead and book that discovery call on our website. Details are in the chat. Scan the QR code, go to the website, book a call, get in touch with us so we can get you more information on this and get you a free consultation with a mentor to see if we can get you started in doing deals, doing more deals. You know, you could be doing one deal, but we want to get you 3, 4, 5 deals. So get connected with us. We have the third-party funding available. If you're interested in funding your education, that we have this option here. Go ahead and scan this QR code you see on the screen, and you will get the third-party funding application page. Need this emailed to you, just reach out to us. We'll send this to you anytime. And that is there for you guys if you are interested. And always, always, always want to take a moment to thank you guys so much for joining the webinar today. Thank you to all of the vendors for coming out last night. You can check our vendors out on the website. They're all under vendor partners. They're all real estate investing friendly. They want to help you. They want to get you successful in your business and take you to the next step. So be sure to check out those vendor partners on our website, get connected with them. Thank you guys for joining the webinar today. We are recording today's webinar. We will post it to our YouTube channel. So if you're watching this replay, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and everyone else, feel free to watch this again, like it, subscribe, get, connected, and make sure that you're really grasping this information, because this is going to be a good class today, you guys. And let us know what questions you have. Put your questions in the Q&A box. We got a Q&A box in the Zoom menu. So don't hesitate to let us know what questions you may have regarding the Turning Point event, regarding, how this event has changed Mike and Anish's lives. You guys have no idea. I watch these guys every day, and it's truly, it's pretty crazy to see the transformation when it comes to confidence, and things like that, things of that nature. So if you guys have questions on that and you want them answered, put them in the Q&A box. Don't be shy. We're happy to answer those questions, and we don't want to lose them in the chat. So make sure you put those questions in the Q&A box so we don't miss them.
Thank you, Alexa. So today is going to be a little bit different, just like Alexa said. And obviously, BPM, we're a Real Estate Investor Association. And one of the things that I see for a lot of new investors, even myself, how your mindset and what you're thinking really holds you back. So, what we're going to talk about today is when deals and confidence and everything finally clicks together.
Yeah.
So, the question becomes, why hasn't it happened yet? And how it finally does. So today's webinar is really not more about information. It's about why it hasn't clicked yet and what changes when it does, right? So how many of you guys feel like you're in the right room if you've been learning but not progressing? Put in the chat. So I want to make sure you guys are alive
Hmm.
in there, right? So unless you're driving, don't put it in the chat, right? So that tell me if that's you. You've been learning, but you're not progressing. Or are you, hey, you know what to do, but you aren't doing it? Is that you, right? You feel close, but not there, yet. Give me a yes in the chat if it's any of these three or all three. Remember, the more you participate, the more you're going to get.
Yeah, there's some good responses in there, like fear of failure. That's a big one. Andrea says that, yeah, I'm in that place. And you know what? At some point in time, we've all been in that place, learning, not taking the action.
So the idea for today, it's not another training course, right? It's not really learning. It's what I really realize is you don't need any more strategies. This is about breakthrough. How many guys need a breakthrough on anything, right? Your
Right.
business, your personal life, your wallet. I always love Carl Shilley. Man, the transformation. If you guys don't know our longest standing member, Carl Shilley, you have to. And wait till you really get to know him up and close and personal at the turning point. So yeah, this is about a breakthrough. And this is about what's been missing. Why is, Michael doing deals and selling all this stuff, and why am I not doing it? Right? What's out there missing for you guys? And this is about your turning point. And so the idea of this, we need to get everything working together so it clicks. And so the question becomes, who are we, right? So my name is Anish Dave, and I feel like I almost feel like I know everyone on this webinar, and I do see a couple new faces. So I am president of National RIA. That's over 40,000 investors, 120 chapters nationwide. I'm also CEO of BPM RIA. I'm a licensed real estate agent and licensed mortgage guy. I've been married for 14 years. My wife is Colombian, and I grew up in New Jersey. And I'll let Michael introduce himself.
Yeah, Mike Johnston, and I know most of the people on the call as well. Um, I'm an investor, a real estate investor, and I was not a real estate investor before I joined Anish and his program and went through the mentor program. I'm also a licensed real estate agent. The last 2 years in a row, my wife and I, we did over $40 million in business. And with the Kai's company here in South Florida, there's about 4,800 agents. And the previous year we were number four. This past year we were number 50 out of all of them. And the only reason I share that is so we see a lot of transactions. And what I see that a lot of other agents don't do that we do is we keep the deals together. And a lot of that has to do with, what's in your mind, because there's always going to be challenges. Every single real estate deal has its challenges, whether it's an inspection, an appraisal, a contractor, what have you. And if every time something happens, you blow up and you lose it, then you're not going to be successful. So yes, we were top 1% real estate agents in South Florida, and also married. My wife is from Honduras, so obviously Anish and I have similarities in the type of females that we like from South America, a little spice, and happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about you guys out there because most people they're stuck for one reason. What's your reason? What are you thinking? Why are you stuck? Whether it's financial, personal, put in the chat. Someone want to know. Because a lot of times it's actually something different than what you think. Why are you guys stuck?
Yeah, there was several people said that they were stuck, so
Okay.
the chat.
Yeah, what's a specific reason? What are you thinking? Okay. Yeah, network. Okay. Why else are you stuck? Is it the market, not having money? I'm too fat. I'm too tall. I'm too short. What, I mean, what can it be, right?
Walter, could you elaborate on that financial just a little bit so we can address it?
Yeah, what does it mean for you guys? And while he elaborates, so the question becomes, why do smart investors stay stuck? And so one of the things is you already know enough, yet nothing has changed. You keep taking more courses, right? You come to more webinars, and I love that you come on the webinars. And at the same time, we still need action, right? So I'm going to tell you a little secret. You're not going to know everything, right? I don't know everything in real estate by any means, and I have a massive network. So Carl Shealy, since he's on this call, he will tell you that in the beginning, I had no idea how to evaluate a house. I've gotten way better, and at the same time, I still call Carl like, hey, what about this? What do you think of this? Right? So the question is like, you already have enough to do deals, and nothing's changed. Yeah, I see lack of connections. Okay, I got it. How many of you guys believe there's opportunities everywhere, but you're not acting? Is that you? And what I mean by that is think about when you get a new car, like when I got my black Audi Q7 years back. All of a sudden, guess what I saw everywhere? A Q7. I was like, why does everyone have that, right? So when you change your framework or what you're thinking, all of a sudden the market or deals just show up, right?
Yeah.
Opportunities are like, wow, I met, this person at a happy hour we did a happy hour at Lending with Lending One recently. And so many people told me they made such great connections and now they're doing deals together.
Yeah, and Walter says, he wanted to get into fix and flip, but didn't have enough money. And Anish, and I'll tell you, if you find the deal, the money will always show up. So you
Yep.
don't need any of your own money. If you just find the right deal and there's enough money to be made, there's always money to be
Yep.
laid
And
out.
I love Walter because he's been on Walter, and I really appreciate, I know Alexa does too. Like you've been on, you might as well work for us because you're on every webinar and I appreciate the support and you always play like 100% in. So I think that's always powerful when people really go all in on stuff, right? And so how many guys you hesitate because you don't trust your decisions? I'm not sure if I should make an offer on that property. It's too much. How many guys hesitate? It's funny because I'm not a big stock portfolio guy. I'm definitely not a crypto guy. I'll start with that, right? So we had an opportunity. Michael, I don't know if you know this. Maybe Alexa doesn't even know this. This was back in, I want to say 2011. I was with Bill and Jan Leon, the founders of Bria, and we were working for them. And this guy comes in and he was talking about some digital coin. I was like, what? Like a digital what? I don't even know what that heck that means. And it was around 110 bucks. And guess what he was talking about? He was talking about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
And he goes, oh, even if it's like niche, like even put by like $1,000 worth, right? 10 coins, which I know Bitcoin's gone down today, so I'm still not a crypto guy. It's still worth, it would have been what, 10 coins, $650,000 today. At the peak over when it was 126, over $1 million on $1,000 investment. But I hesitated and that $1,000 at the time would not have killed me, right? And so a lot of times you don't just hesitation makes you not be in action, and it can be really expensive.
Yeah. And if I can elaborate on that, because these are some notes that I actually wrote down I wanted to share.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Speaking specifically about um, real estate and the students that are in our program, the best students, they take action and they don't question themselves. They have a lot of good questions, but they don't question themselves. And the people that don't do as well in our program and anywhere else in their lives is because they're always questioning themselves. And so as a mentor, the worst thing that I can tell right away when people are going to do really well if they don't change their mindset and when they're not. And it's usually when they're asking the questions like, should I do this? Should I do that? Not questions about, what do you think about these numbers? Because they're not questioning themselves, they're questioning the actual program and how to actually be an investor. So one big thing, and a lot of people on this call, and I say this a lot, are probably not going to resonate with this, um, because it might sound a little harsh, but this Chat GPT, if you're using it every single day, all day long to ask all questions about everything, you're basically giving away your power. So, and I've noticed that, and the reason I can speak strongly about that, because it happened to me. It was like every single little thing I'm asking this computer, and you're giving away your power. You're stopping your brain from actually developing and creating its own decision processes. So I know ChatGPT is great and I use it still every single day, but I don't use it for every little teeny tiny thing. And when you get caught in that, it just takes your power away. So, and that would prevent you from being successful as an investor because you're not out there actually taking the action yourself. You're waiting on a computer to give you an answer, and then whatever that answer is golden. So,
Yeah,
I just wanted to
hey,
share that.
you know what's pretty interesting? That's a really good point. And whether it's mentoring or like I'm not even just real estate. If you have any kind of coach in anything you do, you're more likely it's because it's AI and whatever's happening, and you guys understand the AI still makes mistakes and it hallucinates and all these things. Well, the AI, so many people have told me, well, the AI told me to do this.
Hmm.
Right? And the funny part is you're certain when the AI tells you that, and then when you have a coach or a mentor,
You
you're
doubt
not
them.
sure. It's the opposite, right?
Yeah.
You kind of hesitate. So I think it's a funny thing that happens to a lot of people. And
Yeah.
so and that's why it hasn't clicked yet for you guys because you're not really you're hesitating. You don't think there's opportunities, right? We can even talk about and whether it's real estate or anything, right? The opportunity of doing deals, the interest rates are too high, right? Now people are like, well, gas, and I get it, gas prices, are higher. And when you really look at the real number, right? Like even though let's just say it's $2 higher than it was in there, and you got a 20-gallon tank, right? That's $40. Maybe it's twice a month, 100, $80 a month, $100. It's if you're driving a ton, $120. And that's a limiting belief that it's going to stop you to go out and look at that property. Well, the gas
Yep.
is too high. It's too far. And some of you guys, which again, I'm looking at some names. I saw you guys last night. And, some of you guys keep telling me, like, well, the traffic. So here's the news, guys. I can't control the traffic.
Or the
Traffic
weather
is
for
in your
that
head.
matter. A lot of people use that as an excuse, especially with the rain we've had lately. People, it's raining. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to go door knocking. I'm not going to do this. Um,
Yeah.
and that's
I,
all. It's all up here.
yeah. Which one? All right. I'm gonna ask the crowd here. Which one resonates with you? Be honest. And it could be going to the gym, right? It could be eating healthy. Man, I'm picking all my stuff. So, Alexa, I had a lot of sugar yesterday. They should have, unfortunately, John and Christy brought too much candy, so I had to sneak some sugar in there, right? So, yep, working out consistently. Okay, got it, right? So, when we talk about these invisible patterns control your results. So, you don't get what you want, you get what you're wired for. Let that set in. What does that mean to you guys? You don't get what you want, you get what you're wired for, right? Your past. So I'll use for me, one of the biggest breakthroughs after doing the turning point was I had a limiting belief about money. So how many guys have that limiting belief about money? And growing up as a middle class kid in Jersey, first generation Indian, and again, it's not my parents. Somewhere it got set in that people with money are XYZ. They're greedy. They're not nice. Right? So I was just wired thinking that if I had money, I'm not going to be a nice person. What you guys don't know, the more money I make, I'm way nicer. So that if that's something that kind of resonates with you, give me a thumbs up or that's me, right? How many guys believe your subconscious is running your decisions?
100%.
Yeah, what do you want to elaborate on maybe something that might be happening for you or
Sure.
something?
I'm staying to the health topic for a moment. I heard something really good. I heard it in Turning Point, but then I also heard it from a friend of mine. And he's like, you have to get out of the way of this motivation. If you don't have the motivation, that's not what the problem is. You have to have the discipline. So the difference is between discipline versus motivation. If you're disciplined, you'll get up and go to the gym every day because every day you don't get motivated to get up and go to the gym. But when you create the discipline in your life to get up and do it and go to the gym or make the phone calls, the motivation comes afterwards because the discipline drives the motivation. It's not in reverse. You're not going to wake up every day motivated. Let's just be honest. Sometimes you want to have the sugar. Sometimes you want to stay in bed. Sometimes you don't want to make the phone calls. You don't want to go on door knocking. You don't want to talk to the people that you know you have to talk to, but you don't really want to talk to. But if you're disciplined to do it, once you're over that, you actually feel more motivated to go do the next thing. And that's what's been resonating with me lately, is having
Yeah,
the discipline right over the
yeah,
motivation.
yeah, making that result, right? And I love Esther said she'd be nicer if she had money. Esther, you're already nice, so that cracks me up. I can't imagine you being any nicer. But yeah, the subconscious, right? That's the background noise that runs you, right? So we're doing the superficial stuff like, hey, I'm going to read this book. I'm going to do XYZ. And, it's that subconscious. Well, what happens, right? Like Michael kind of talked about it. Well, what happens if the owner says this? The realtor says this. What happens this if? And what you're actually doing is you're talking yourself out of action.
Well, that's another thing that I had written down I wanted to talk about is, again, going back to the real estate, and it relates to everything, not just real estate. But the best people that I see have the most success, whether they're a mentee in our program or they're in real estate as an agent or an investor, is they look for ways to make it work.
Yeah.
And the other ones that don't, they look for the reasons why it can't work. And
Yeah.
Adish has said many times on this call about where the industry is at the moment, where the world is at the moment, and you can use it all for an excuse, or you can just figure out a way to make it work. And guys like Carl, which is on the call, I loved when I talked to him because he's always upbeat and always positive about, well, let's just figure out how we can make it happen. And that's just how I've been my entire life. It's like there's always going to be hurdles. But if there's no hurdles, there's no growth. So imagine like running, in a track meet, without the hurdles there to jump over, everybody's just running in a straight line. So you have to have the hurdles to get you to growth to get to the next step. So always look for ways to make it work instead of ways that it won't work. And it's just crazy because I've seen so many as a real estate agent. Let me just take that perspective for a moment. As a real estate agent, my most challenging thing is dealing with other real estate agents because all the other real estate agents just give up. They throw in the towel as soon as one little thing goes wrong. Oh, something's wrong in the inspection, or the appraisal didn't come in. Or I'll give you one really good example. I remember a couple years ago, I put a property under contract and I shared it on Facebook. And every other agent on Facebook said, "Oh, you guys offer too much. You offer too much. It's never going to appraise." And my thought was, it's probably not going to appraise. And when it doesn't appraise, we're going to get it for a lower price because I was representing the buyer at the time. And that's exactly what happened. But those other agents were afraid to put it under contract because they didn't want to go that high because they didn't think it was worth that much, but they would never be able to get to the next step, which was the next step was the appraisal. And when the appraisal came in, it was lower and we renegotiated and I got a better deal for my buyer. So it's just taking that action and looking for ways to make it work rather than looking for ways that it's not going to work. So all those other agents said, "Oh, I looked at that house. I would never offer that." They all lost out, and so did their buyer.
Yeah. So, and 100% Michael. And so even for me, right? How many guys, I know most of you guys are real estate investors on this call, and you're saying, how did he or she get a deal? I know way more than them. Is that you? Right? Like, is that like that you've ever said that? I mean, I could speak about even in our industry, I'm like, man, I have way more experience than he or she. They don't even understand that, and they're doing way more deals or they're making way more money or whatever that looks like. Right? So it's your subconscious. These are the things that stop you. And how many guys realize that until something shifts, nothing changes?
Mhm.
Give me a yeah, buddy or something in there. if that's you, right? If you keep doing the same stuff, yep, okay, Walter, yep, some of you guys, right? Robert, yep. So the thing is, you're not stuck, you're patterned. That's the idea, right? Like, this is a pattern you've been doing for, gosh, I'm in my 50s, so it's been a pattern that's been running for a long time. So we need to change that, right? So you guys are starting to see that. How many guys are really like, man, I'm just in the same thing. Another year goes by. It's another 3 months. It's another 6 months. It's another lifetime, right? So the question is, the moment everything changes, do you guys want to know? Give me a yeah, buddy, right? What's the moment that everything changes? When your confidence shows up naturally. What does that mean to you guys? Your confidence just shows up naturally. I know that it's a little bit difficult because we can't see you on this and we're not in person, but and at the same time, go ahead and put what that means to you. So I'll use something really basic, right? When I was 17 and I got my driver's license, 10 and 2, holding on for dear life. Put the blinker on. Back then, there was no those rear like on your mirrors, the detector. What's it called? Like it pops up yellow, the blind spot detector or whatever that is. And so, if you're younger and you had cars like that, you actually had to turn your head, put your blinker on all the way through it, right? Driving I mean, not super slow, driving the speed limit and just doing what I can, right? After driving for a while, right? A couple years, now, gosh, I don't want to tell you what I could do while I'm driving, just in
Oh,
case. Shave my head, eat a sandwich, text. No, I don't do all that. And it's just a lot more confidence.
yeah, and Robert said something in the chat that resonates with me, that organic energy. And it's more of a feeling. Once you have the confidence, if you don't have the confidence, you're from here. Imagine when you're talking to people and you're not 100% confident, all you're doing is you're in your head. What am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? So I got to remember how to do the ARV calculation. And I got to remember, Robert's in air conditioning, so I'll use that as an example. But how much Freon does this need? And when it's organic and it's natural, when you talk to people, you really can feel you're talking from your chest. Sure, you can say from your heart, but you're talking from when you speak in confidence, your confidence comes from when you speak from your chest, not from your head, from knowledge. And people can read that. So when it's organic, it really comes from your heart, from your soul, because you feel good about what you're talking about and you have the best interests of the person that you're talking to. So thank you for sharing that, Robert, because it makes a lot of sense when it's natural and it's just organic.
Yeah, 100%. And kind of put in the chat, what are you confident about that shows up naturally, right? Maybe it's a second language. You've been speaking it. It's not no big deal. I'm just curious, what are you currently confident about that you don't even think about?
Oh, that's a good one too. It feels fun instead of hassle or a struggle.
Yeah.
And I know Robert was at our last turning point, so he said he's gotten that after turning attending the turning point has changed for him.
Yeah, I love Alexa working out at the gym, right? Alexa is a workhorse at the gym. She loves going there. Not me. I go because I'm more disciplined. I don't get it. I don't get the thrill really. And it's funny because it means nothing to me to the point I'm committed about my health. So what makes me laugh is like the people that know me, Alexa knows. So like because obviously we chat daily, is like I'm gonna complain about it on the way there. I'll get through it and I'll complain it on the way home too. And then I'm happy about the results, right? So it doesn't matter when it comes to it. The other thing is that action becomes automatic, right? So when you are in action and you don't have to think about it, you just want to get up. Hey, I need that change right now. So Carl, since he's on this call, um, when we went to that last turning point, he came up there and he's like, look, I'm signing up for the inner circle right now. Where do I go? Go to the back. I'm going to sign up. I'm good. And action gets rewarded. Speed is way more valuable than knowing everything.
Yeah.
Right. Walter, yep. Yep. Military. Thank you for your service. I know you're a military guy working out.
And somebody might have to help me with this phrase, but when we were in middle school, what did they teach us about inertia? An object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest. So if you never take the action and move yourself forward, then you're just going to always stay where you're at. But once you start moving the energy forward, the ball forward, whatever it is, it moves on its own. It just continues. But you got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah. And I think what's also important about that, as you're starting to transform your lives, not everyone will be on the same page. So one of the things that's really important is you shouldn't have to lower your standards to make them feel good. Right. So we do see that. I've done that. So that's some of the things that, like when you're moving, they're gonna be like they might be a little rattled because they're comfortable. And a lot of times it's the closest people in your life, whether it's family, friends, all the above. I've seen that happen too many times. The other thing is opportunities become obvious. What do I mean by that? It's a really good deal for this. I was actually looking at, what made me laugh now I'm thinking about it is I was getting like one of those vacuums for the house, and it was like 80% off. I was like, I know that thing's usually 150. It was $50. And I went out and I was like, it's obvious that's a good deal. I wasn't sitting around waiting. Let's go out there. So again, when you change that, whether it's real estate, it's anything. It's gonna be obvious to see so many opportunities, right? So as I mean, we'll talk about South Florida a little bit is, what we've actually seen in Florida, pre-foreclosures and probates are up almost 20% since last year. So a lot of people are saying, oh my God, the market's XYZ. It's not going to be great. And there's so many opportunities for real estate investors that really want to do deals, right? Or, even on the retail side as a realtor. So a lot of realtors that were new are no longer in the business. It's too competitive. It's XYZ. And then you got someone like Michael and Mabbey who are doing really well and they see it as opportunity.
Yeah, and before we change from that topic, it's
Yeah.
it's really about training your brain to see the opportunities like Anish is talking about. So I'll share with you something that I've been doing lately. Um, and you might think it's weird, but that's okay. I really don't care. I'm sharing with you what works for me. So every day, I've been asking the universe, God, your spirit guides, or whatever it is that you believe in, for an unclaimed miracle. So what do I mean by that? Every morning I wake up and I say, listen, today give me an unclaimed miracle and make it obvious. So in the past, some things would happen and I wouldn't recognize it. I would get a phone call about a new deal. I would get an opportunity that showed up and I wouldn't recognize it as an obvious opportunity. But now, because every single day I ask for an unclaimed miracle and I ask, whoever the powers that be, I said, make it obvious for me. When it shows up, I go, that was the miracle I was looking for today, even if it's something small. So you have to train your brain to look for these things and then it becomes obvious. But if you're
Yeah.
just going through the day like you were in the past and never resetting your brain to actually look for these opportunities, you're going to miss them, or you're not going to appreciate them when they do come across.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, these moments, it's not random. It gets triggered,
Yeah.
just like exactly what Michael's saying. And so the question becomes why it hasn't happened yet. How many of you guys have asked that question? Why it hasn't happened yet? My first deal, my first rental, my first love. It could be any of those things, right? Again, I know we're talking about real estate, and this really works with everything. And so a lot of times your old identity is still in control. So what does that mean? Your old identity is still in control. For me, right, that having that W-2 mentality, that held me back for a gazillion years. I became an entrepreneur by accident. I got fired from working at the bank because I got a mortgage license, right? So that was, it was running me forever. I wanted those things and, I just didn't know I deserved it. So yeah, Andrea, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andrea said it right on the nose. Like it's all about what you train your brain for. So along with Anish, I got fired from selling cooking oil to restaurants, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. But I was used to making 120,000 dollars a year, and they fired me, and now I'm making four, five, six times that. And on top of that, my brain still says, well, as long as I make 120,000 a year. So I've been changing that thought process, right? It's the old programming that's been running in my brain until I made that breakthrough of over $500,000 and more. But I would always say, as long as I make 120, I'm fine. But for 10 years, I sold cooking oil and I never progressed. So it's all the old systems that are still there. And you just got to get rid of those identities and say, yeah, I'm worth $1 million. Of course I can sell real estate. Of course I can be an investor. Of course I can be in better health. And as soon as you believe all that, then it's when it really starts to happen. But when you have the doubts and when you have those layers of what you've been through for years, many of us for many years, especially like let's talk about health for a moment. Like these are the patterns I've been doing. I don't get up on time, or I don't eat the proper things, or I go drink too much, or I don't exercise, or whatever it is that you've been doing for years, you have to break those patterns. And those patterns don't break through just from getting up and going and doing it. It starts right here, the 6 inches between your ears, I always say.
Yeah. And one of my favorite phrases, I know some of you guys have been a turning point, and when you come back to the turning point or you're new, Marshall Silver, which by the way, we're gonna have him on tonight at 7 p.m. This is one of my favorite phrases that he says is he goes, Anish, you're already a millionaire. Your money just hasn't been deposited in your bank account. So imagine you started living like that. The other thing that happens is fear is disguised as logic, right? You're really scared to make an offer. The market's too bad. The market's too competitive. Like I had even yesterday, I had someone ask me about that. Aren't you worried about the market? Like, what should I do this? And he was 100% scared, and he was tying it into like, well, it's logical that no one's making money on today. So that was kind of when I was like, yeah, that really hit hard for me. And then there's no environment forcing growth. So that's some of the things that happen. And most people stay there in these mental states for years and years, and they don't even get out of it.
Yeah.
We are here to tell you it's not too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the younger you are, you're going to have less garbage to fix. So I always love that.
Coming from two guys in their 50s that
Yep.
have made major changes in their lives financially, emotionally, spiritually, with relationships and everything in the last couple of years, it's not too late.
Okay. So
You are the better you better off you are learning this now.
yeah. And so now, remember, this is an interactive webinar. So go ahead and take a pen out, paper, if you want to put it in your phone, a notebook, something like that. So this is going to be a quick little exercise. And we call it the hidden loop that's been running you, right? So the exercise is the number one thing I've been putting off is what? Don't overthink this. And the real reason is, so what's the number one thing I've been putting off? Going to the doctors. The real reason is I'm scared what they're going to tell me.
So while everybody puts that in there, I'm just going to share mine because I'm an
Yep.
open book. So the number one thing that I've been putting off is getting my health in better condition. Um, because I've always felt fine until you don't feel fine. And so the number one reason that I haven't is because of what I said earlier was motivation. I lacked the motivation, but it really, really, really hit home when somebody told me, Mike, it's not the motivation, it's the discipline. Do the discipline, do what needs to be done, and the motivation will follow. So if you're waiting to be motivated to go do something, that's the wrong way to go about it. Put a discipline in place first, and then the motivation will follow. So
Yep.
that's me just being open.
And the thing is like, I hope you guys are playing along because a lot of times we're too busy to be busy. So who's going to be brave enough? Put in the chat. Then all I want is the number one thing I've been putting off is what? This is where you participate. You win extra points. You'll be better looking if you participate. You'll be smarter. And the real reason is what? Why are you putting it, okay, go to the gym because I'm too busy. Okay. Anyone else? Man, everyone's like worried about their health today.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Being active more consistently, and the real reason is finding excuses. Yeah. Keep going. Anyone else? Are you writing too big of a list? I just need one. This is something like we want you to not overthink this. What else have you been putting off? Is it phone calls? Is it looking for my lead list? Is it because it's almost tax season, right? I haven't done my taxes. Going to see the accountant. He's going to tell me bad news. The real reason he's going to tell me I owe him more money, right? It could be any of those. Okay. All right. Some of you guys are putting it in, so I love it. Right. So the identity you didn't know you chose, right? This is talking about how we created this. So you'll never outperform your identity, right? So if you think you're broke, you're always going to be broke. That's your identity. If you think you're going to be unhealthy, you're always going to be unhealthy. If you think you're not going to be lovable, you're always going to be unlovable. Unlovable? Non-lovable. Not sure what word it's right there. Right? So again, the key is that identity that you've been teaching yourself the whole time. So your behavior follows your belief. Right? So I'm really shy. If that's your belief, you're always going to be like, I'm not going to go talk to people. I'll use one that actually at one of the Marshall's events was, and maybe some of you guys could relate to me, is that I've been doing re-events and networking. Gosh, no, I feel like I probably meet like, I don't know, at least 300 to 500 people a year. So my belief is I can't remember anybody's name. Guess what happens? I don't remember
I don't
anybody's
remember
name.
anybody's name.
How many guys, I mean, you got to put in a chat if you got something in there that really hits a belief, and what do you do behind it? And so the key is we're going to change your operating system. As soon as you say I am, you become that person.
Mm-hmm.
I am a money-making magnet. Money just shows up. I am a great real estate investor. So go ahead and put in the chat. Who are you? I am healthy.
Yeah, it's all the self-talk and the self-thought that really runs your life at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so we definitely have everybody, we don't even have to ask if you have those thoughts because everyone has them. You have the self-talk that happens all day, all night. And so one thing I've started to do myself, again, I'm sharing with you guys what works for me, so hopefully it'll trigger something that will work for you. When I wake up at night, and sometimes I do at 3 o'clock in the morning or what have you, I have trained myself to just talk to myself positively. So I say four things. I say, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm wealthy, and I'm loved. And I just repeat that to myself because sometimes at night, I'm whatever A type or whatever you want to call it, my brain just goes and goes and goes and goes. So to be able to give myself the peace to be able to go back to sleep, I just say that I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm loved. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm loved. And then that starts to sink into your subconscious, and then you can do that throughout the day too. And it just, whatever you repeat to yourself is what happens. So if I keep telling myself I'm happy, guess what? I feel happier. If I tell myself I'm healthy, I actually feel a little healthier. When I tell myself I'm wealthy, I feel like I have a little bit more money in my pocket. And when I say I'm loved, then I feel it from my friends, my relationships, everything. And you can even tell, I even feel the difference when I'm talking to you, when I'm saying these words, like my energy changes and my lips turn up a little bit at the end because these are all positive things. Now, it's not positive, rah-rah, motivational kind of crap, to be honest with you. These are things I consciously tell myself within my head throughout the day and throughout the night so that I can reprogram my mind to be positive. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys can find some of those things that work for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wherever you're at right now, and what's really key is you got to say it out loud.
yeah.
Right. So I saw Esther said, I am financially secure. So wherever you're at, hopefully you're not at like a library. I don't know if any people would go to the library or anything. So I want you to say, I am what? I'm a money-making machine, right? I am help like wherever you're at, just say it out loud. Let your neighbors look at you. Say it in the car if you're driving. It's playing all in.
I was gonna say a great place to do this too, and say it very loudly and very confident is in your car while you're driving by yourself. And the people in the car next to you think you're crazy, but who cares? You know, you're gonna be out of their way in 2 seconds. So repeat it out loud. Just look in the mirror. You know, I sent a video to Anish
Yeah.
and Marshall the other day, and I was in the car and I was just like, I am powerful. I am powerful because I just felt it. I had to get it out. And sometimes it's that release of energy that allows for more positive energy to come in to your life. So
Yeah.
it's go ahead.
And the other thing I liked about it, it's inspiring for other people, just so you guys know, right? So it's not only you, you get the same joy when you see greatness from other people. And so the idea is you're not really lacking strategy. You're operating from the wrong identity, right? If you're living that other identity, it's not going to work for you. So, how many guys realize words matter?
Hmm.
Give me a yeah, buddy, or something. Do a yeah, Mike. Right? Words actually matter, and especially in your financial future. So whatever you repeat with emotion becomes real. I am broke. Guess what? You're gonna be broke,
Yeah.
right? I am literally creates direction. So again, we're reforming your identity, your subconscious, and becoming powerful. Repetition installs belief, exactly what Michael's talking about. Do it daily. Take the 2 minutes. And if someone tells me they don't have 2 minutes on time, we're gonna have to talk.
Yeah.
That's a non-confront, and we'll talk about that when you come to a turning point. And when you say it with emotion, it makes it real, right? How many guys are loving this? You're starting to see that, man, it's not about all the knowledge. It's I gotta, work on the other stuff. Yeah, buddy. I got you, Walter. Told you Walter always plays 100% in, so it's always fun on that. So, okay, we're gonna exercise number two. We're gonna rewrite the script. This one's easy. I am someone who takes action immediately. So I want you to say it out loud, and I want you to type it in the chat because I can't hear you. And I want you to say it out loud twice. So when you type it in, that means that I know what you're talking about, right? And don't tell me that I don't have the act, I can't even do that, right? So every person should be doing that right now. Type it in. So Michael and I know I am someone who takes action immediately.
Yeah. It's a big problem in a lot of people's lives is the procrastination. Because then
Yep.
it just builds. And going back to the health thing, if you just let it go for so long, same as your bank account, if you let it go for so long, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. You got to take action.
All right, go, Robert. I know Robert is. What about the rest of you guys? If you're driving, you get a pass. I got it. So I don't want to. Um, Everyone else, you got to go ahead, right? Like, thank you, Carl, Walter, Maureen. Yeah, absolutely, right? So when confidence stops being a problem, certainty is created. What does certainty mean to you guys? Certainty for me is I know, right? That's a good steak. I know when I go to lobster bar, it's a good steak. I know that sounds funny that I'm saying lobster bar and steak. They actually have fantastic steak. Right? What is something that you're certain about? Right? You can be certain that I'm certain there's a God. I'm not trying to be religious, and you're certain about, it. Or I'm certain that there's a higher power.
You can even say something as simple as, but important as, hey, I am certain I'm a good person.
Yep.
Because I know we're talking about money here a lot of times, and money, if you feel you're better if you feel that a better person when you're doing what you're doing, the money will flow to you. Like if you feel like you're helping people out as an investor, or you're helping someone out like Robertson AC. Like I know Robert personally, and that's why I bring him up because he does my air conditioning as well. But I know when Robert goes to a house, he does the right thing. And there's a lot of people in that same industry and many industries that just do the wrong thing. So something as simple as saying, I'm a good person and what I do helps other people. It opens the flow of energy and money and everything to you. So it's like they talk about the law of attraction. We talked about it last night with a couple of people at the event at the Nova. Is the law of attraction is a real thing. Like it's a real law. And if you're attracting health and wealth and happiness and love, then it's going to automatically flow to you. But you have to put it out there first. It's not just going to show up at your door.
Exactly. And so, action follows certainty. Once you're certain, you're going to be in action. So again, I guess it's getting lunchtime. That's why I'm like, I'm certain about that steak, right? I'm going to go over there and grab that steak. So step one is to be certain. Then you get into action. And so this one really hit hard for me was this last one. Leaders move before they feel ready. How many guys, yeah, and again, we're transparent, Michael and I, is that I feel like I have to know everything before I make that offer. I feel like, you know, I feel like I have to be really good on social media, how all the social media platforms work.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. I was talking to one of our students last night and I said, "Hey, listen, I still haven't done all the paperwork and I haven't set the LLC up and I haven't created the logo and all this." And I said, "Listen, that's all good things to do. And what's more important is to take action on it. So you can go find the property, for example, and then all of a sudden you have money coming in, you can create an LLC within 2 weeks. But now all those things are stopping you. They're
Yeah,
stopping you because you're over analyzing and you're not moving before you actually feel like everything's got to be perfect. It's like the guy that goes to his desk and organizes the paper clips for a half an hour. They all got to be lined up. And then he never makes the phone calls because he's doing the little things that don't really matter the most. I mean, it all at the end of the day does matter, but the biggest things are what's are most important is moving forward on the bigger things.
absolutely. And so you know what certainty does? It creates momentum. Are you guys starting to see a theme that what certainty does? It picks up your speed. You got a little hop in your step, right? I'm a great investor. You do one deal, becomes four deals, becomes six deals. You literally become unstoppable, right? So, like, how many guys are loving it so far? You guys are starting to get a takeaway of it's more than real estate. It's the way you operate. When I first started doing this work, I had no idea what an identity was. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm so confused. I want to do this, and my actions didn't jive with it, right? I want to be a real estate investor, and I'm not talking to any sellers or agents or people. What? Thanks, Maureen. Yep, certain and empathize with others. That's awesome. So here's exercise number 3. I got you guys working, right? So we're gonna activate certainty now. How many guys want to activate and be certain? Yeah, okay. Only Michael. That's it. Nobody else. Okay. All right. Just making sure. Let's activate. I love it, Rex. Okay. So what must be true for me to win is what? One word. Just type it in. Don't even think it through. What must be true for me to win is what hits for you? For me, it's what must be true for me to win is being fearless.
Mm. Yeah, it's famous saying that I have on my wall in my office that says everything you ever wanted in life is on the other side of fear.
Oh, I like resilient. I like that one. Robert, organized. I know, I'm not buying that. You're gonna have to go deeper. You are organized. And I'm picking on you, Robert, just because I bet you're 100% organized on the things that you're certain about without even knowing it, right? Again, that's just, and again, I met Robert before. I know he's a very good friend of Michael's. And so that, like, you see, that's the kind of game that you're playing.
It
Like, that was,
prevents you from going to the next level. Yeah.
yeah, that was like that's a limiting belief. Hey, as soon as I get organized, then this, right? It goes right back to the theory what Michael was talking about, the paper clips at a desk.
Yeah. So as
Trust.
soon as I
Okay.
have the perfect logo, then I can start making phone calls. As soon as I have the perfectly designed business card and website, then I can get into action. All those things are preventing the action, you know?
So this is the tough one. What is this? What this is really costing you, right? Not being certain. So this was, another year of delay, right? From living the life you want, buying your dream home, traveling. One more year. There's a couple of people yesterday. I just have to do this, then I could give up my W-2 job. And again, I wasn't telling them to be economically senseless. I said, well, just give up your job. You got savings. You want to play big? Play big.
Yeah.
You heard the story of Michael and I. We accidentally
Yeah.
became, entrepreneurs because we were fired.
Yeah.
If you
I
look,
actually got fired because I started in real estate. Um, and a lot of people know this, but they were tracking us on our cell phones where we're going every day. And I was supposed to be selling cooking oil to restaurants, which aren't usually in residential neighborhoods. So they said, "Why are you driving through residential neighborhoods during the day?" And I didn't really have an answer for them. So even though I was a top salesperson, they fired me. And again, it was the best thing that they could have ever done for me because for 10 years I did that, and I prevented myself from going to the next level of my life where I am currently now. And now with Anish, we're going to the next level of our lives, and we want to bring as many of you guys along with us as we
yeah.
can.
And like when we were doing this exercise and having these conversations, like you don't really think about it, right? It could be missed deals. It could be frustration being in the same spot, right? So once you really realize not being certain, there's a real dollar amount, a health amount, there's emotional amount. And so that could actually change everything. So here's our last exercise, right? So face it so you could change it. So go ahead and take a pen out. If nothing changes, I will feel what? And this is costing me what? Go ahead and put in chat. If nothing changes, I will feel, and again, this is the honesty. It's not about looking good. I will feel worthless, hopeless.
Yeah, and
This
not
is
even
cost,
I'll feel the same. I'll feel worse.
yeah. This is costing me relationships, health, money, right? Stuck, no freedom. I'm starting to say I love it. I love what you said and being honest. I don't, I'm not saying I love that you're stuck. Yeah, I'd feel failure. And this is costing you what, Esther? And again, I know a lot of you guys are in the real estate world, and that's what we're doing in our mentoring is adding this identity that we gotta reframe. Yeah, I feel the same failure. Yeah. Right. Couple more people. Got it. And so this right here is why people don't change when it's convenient. You get that? You don't change when it's convenient. They change when staying in the same spot is too expensive.
Yeah, and I like what Maureen says. She says, if nothing changes, I'll feel sad because it's costing me the ability to see my family more often. So it's not just about the money. There's got to
Yeah.
be a reason behind what do you want the money for? Because if all you want is just the money, there's no real motivation behind it. I'll share a really quick story with you. I was at the boat show, the yacht show this weekend, and I was on a $16 million yacht. And the captain of the $16 million yacht told me, he's a friend of mine. He said, Mike, the guy that owns this is miserable. He sold one of his companies. He owns many companies. He sold one of his companies for $200 million. He says when he comes on the boat, he's unhappy. All of his family doesn't like him. He's got a different girlfriend every single month. And I said, why is he selling it? He goes, because he wants a bigger yacht. Because this one doesn't have a gym on it. And the guy doesn't even go to the gym to begin with. So chasing money just to chase money is not a reason to chase money. And that's why I like what Maureen said. There has to be a reason behind it. The motivation is I want to see my family more. So now I'm going to go do what I need to do to make the money. It's not just to have it to sit there in the bank or just to have a fancy car or a $16 million yacht. It's about having the money for the right reasons.
Yep, exactly, right. So like now it's important that we gotta get you out of where you're at. Otherwise, like for me, when I did this exercise, I was like, wow, this is costing me so much. Whether it's time, same thing with family. And the quick end of I'll tell you a little quick story too, is my parents, even before my mom passed, my dad's luckily still alive, is when they call me, and I didn't realize I did this for years, and again, I trained them to do this, was, hey, I know you're really busy. I have to ask you something.
Mm.
So I've trained them for, gosh, 20, 30 years that I'm always too busy. So that's how they always start, or they don't even want to make the call because they're thinking I'm too busy. And so what I tell my dad now, even though he always says that, I said, Dad, I'm never too busy for you. What do you need? Right? And that little change has, changed our relationship. And if you guys have been following me on social media, I've been taking my dad on the cruises. We've been on a couple cruises. We've been to soccer games and sporting events, and I'm really building that in. And so, people always ask why some break through and others don't. Why is, Alexa having a breakthrough and I'm not? So some of the things that happen is, the more proximity, it creates belief. And your environment accelerates growth, especially in the entrepreneur world. And again, there's people in my life, I love them to death, and they're W-2 people, and they don't know what the ups and downs, what it feels like,
Mm.
the highs and lows, right? So sometimes, like you got to come out on the real estate side, come out to a BPM RIA meeting. If you're not local, be around other, maybe it's a BNI business, be around other people that are doing some big things.
Yeah, it's the people you surround yourself with is the person that you become. So if you surround yourself with four people, four turkeys, you become the fifth turkey. If you surround yourself with four eagles, you become the fifth eagle. So be careful with who you spend the majority of your time with.
Yeah, and also mentorships collapse that time. And what I mean by that is, Michael and I are, and Carl Shiely, there's a couple of people on this call, we're all in Marshall's inner circle, right? I'm also in multiple masterminds. So that's one of the things that's really different, is that it speeds up depending on who you're with. And the biggest thing is breakthroughs don't happen alone. They happen in the right room, is what I tell people, right? So like even from the turning points from California to wherever we're at, we've seen some crazy things that have happened. And the big point is when it finally clicks is really when you're immersed in the right environment.
Yeah.
And that's where the real transformation happens. And you're ready for a breakthrough. So those are the things that we're looking for. And, again, many of you guys know that we have our turning point coming up April 14th to the 16th. And I love this, that Robert's actually on this call because Robert went to the turning point last time, and this is what he had to say.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Robert Suero. I own R&T Cooling Services. It's a HVAC company here in Florida. This last 2.5 days were completely transformational to me. It helped me how to approach sales differently. It helped me how to scale my company and see a whole different perspective. Really mind-blowing, all the stuff that you can learn here just in 2.5 days. It was completely awesome. Thank you for Michael Johnston that invited me here, and Anish. Both are super, super amazing, and with them, I'm always learning.
Yeah, and it's great. So when you see Robert at the next turning point, April 14th to 16th, he's a real person and is number one. And it's cool to see what's been happening. And I won't go into it. And at the same time, I know opportunities opened up after the turning point. We've used them. I recommend them now. And again, opportunities are everywhere. And this is one of Michael's really good friends. I don't know if you want to, before I play the
Yeah,
video.
so Ricky owns a commercial cleaning company up in New Jersey, and I've known him for years, and he's successful in business, but he's just not happy being in New Jersey anymore. I mean, he runs a seasonal business because it shuts down half of the year, and it's just the second half of the year when it's nice, with the summertime, he's got to be working at it all the time. So we've been talking about how to get him here to Florida where he can have a year-round business. And he came to the turning point and he's just completely changed. And he got one idea from the turning point that makes him like $80,000. And that came from being at the turning point.
Yeah, how many guys would love that? Give me a yeah, buddy, while I play Ricky's video. What do you got to say?
$80,000 a year just by showing up at the turning point, in addition to what he's doing
Hi,
now.
my name's Ricky Davies, and I'm here to tell you why you need to go to Turning Point. I always found ways to self-sabotage myself and put myself in a place where I never wanted to be. Turning Point allowed me to open up those eyes of mine and truly work from the heart, and gave me the practices that I needed to get to the next step and stay focused. Come to the Turning Point because you're going to be given an opportunity to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to express exactly how you feel, from marriage to being a business owner, to even maybe just your own daily struggles. You're going to give yourself an opportunity that you'll never regret. So come to the Turning Point and feel what it feels like to have complete power.
Yeah, we love it. Like, and as I said, it's gonna be great to see Ricky's flying down again because he got so much.
Yeah, and he's bringing his father this time. And what I really like about that video in particular is just you can tell it's from the heart. There's no script. He's just speaking his mind. And he shot that up in New Jersey. So
That's
and
awesome.
then you have Jay's a general contractor. And he was sitting in the front row the entire time. And he's always make jokes about it. He goes, I go to all these seminars, I never take any notes, and you'll hear what he has to say in this video about taking notes.
Hello, my name is Jay Cunningham, and I own Karn Construction here in South Florida. I'm here at the Turning Point event right now. I was brought in by Michael Johnston and Anish, and so far it's like beginning of day 2. It's everything that I expected and way more. The information is so intense that I have taken the notes that I normally don't take. Living into it, and the work that's being done here on me personally is going to be life-changing. I can feel it. It hasn't already been. It's going to be even more life-changing as the week goes on. Thank you.
Yeah, and our last person is one of the most seasoned individuals out there that's just a firecracker. And this is what she had to say. And she's been a life coach for what, 30 or 40 plus years?
30
Hi,
something
I'm
years.
Barbara Socher, and I'm the awareness advocate. And I'm now on my second day of the Turning Point, and wow, I'm having an extraordinary experience. What I see is that everything he's saying is very direct and deliberate and effective and genuine. And I can relate to everything he's talking about. From the very simple things like even knowing what you want, talking to people about, say what you want. If you can't say what you want, you can't get it. Now, I've been a trainer working with people for the last 20 years, and it's something I know, but he brought it in such a way that I really felt it more deeply and more genuinely, and I can feel the support and the integrity behind everything he's saying. Yesterday, I got a chance to break a board. That was very exciting. I felt really empowered. I feel like, wow, I can do anything now. It's a very simple exercise, but it really hit home for me. So I suggest anybody that's interested in moving their life forward and becoming the best they can be, come to Turning Point, because it's an extraordinary. Thank you to Michael Johnston and Anish Davey for the invite. This is an extraordinary weekend. I've really, really gained a lot from it. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I mean, for her to break boards and eat fire is like insane.
And she's 80 years old. And she's
Yeah.
still looking forward to the next chapter of her life, so which is amazing.
And I saw Robert put something in the chat too, what's changed for him. So what happens after it clicks, right? We've been talking about all these things that stop you. So imagine 90 days from now, what would that look like? Right? So a lot of times for me, you get so dialed into what's happening now and yesterday, you can't even think of the future. So when you do the turning point, we're going to start living into that future. And this is where most people stop, right? This is something we've been talking about taking action now. So most people get insight, but they never take action, right? Like great information, sounds good, and I'm too busy. I don't
Yeah.
have the time. Yeah, I got Michael, sorry.
No, no, it goes back to health. I know we're running out of time. I was going to ask everybody where, if you put in the chat where you're at feeling health wise from 1 to 10. Um, and the reason that I asked that is because someone in the chat earlier said, "Well, I just don't have time to go to the gym." And we've all heard this before. You don't have time to go to the gym until you have to have time, or life makes the time for you, and then you're sick. You don't have a choice. So it's better to get ahead of the game financially, health, and everything else that you want in your life than waiting for a time where you have your backs against the wall. So yes, Maureen, yeah, I remember you said that. So, and what I was going to say about that when you said the comment in the chat was, you don't have to go work out like a maniac. I've been guilty of that in the past. I joined a new gym and all of a sudden I got a trainer and they're just working the crap out of me and they work me too much that I just don't even want to go back. So what I've been doing lately is I just listen, even if I go for 15 minutes, at least I feel better. And the next day, maybe I'll go for 20 minutes. It's building on itself, right? So just find the time, even a little bit. So it'll make you feel better and it'll make you feel proud of yourself for doing the right thing.
Yeah, and our attitude, so this is your turning point, right? If you're serious about a breakthrough, this is your moment. So go ahead and register. I'm going to put a flyer on there. Take out your phone, QR code. We are actually almost sold out. I don't know how many seats are left. Not many is what I'm going to tell you. So go ahead and do this. This is the gift that you want. We do have special pricing. I know there's one person that's going to win 2 tickets on the raffle. And if you already bought a ticket, that'd be a great gift to give somebody, a family member. Remember, guys, this is not a real estate event. This could be, they could be business owners. Some of the people that I thought was pretty interesting was they took sick days from work
Yes.
because
And,
they're
and those
tested.
people are coming back again this time and taking more sick days from work.
Hopefully you get fired. No, kidding.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
hey, and
It
it
hurts
all
at the
worked out.
moment, but in the end, it's worth it, you know?
So Alexa, who's the person that got paid basically 3 grand to hop on a webinar is number one.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
guys, hold on tight. Our raffle winner is for the free seat. Well, actually, this one person gets 2 tickets for one for themselves and a guest. Our raffle winner is Beatrice V.
All right. Awesome.
Congratulations,
Right.
Beatrice.
Yeah, and one of the things we didn't really talk about. So Marshall Silver, he's been in the industry for 40 plus years, literally changing millions of lives through the Turning Point, and he's based out of California and Las Vegas. So the Turning Points I went to, I was 3 years ago. Luckily, it was in Orlando, so I only had to drive 4 hours. And I've been at Turning Points in Las Vegas and California. As he's moving to a new season and he loves his kids and his family, he's not looking to travel as much. So for like the rest of us, whether it's Carl Sheely, some of the other people, we all had to pay for the ticket, hop on a plane, get a hotel, besides all the time it took. And we still did it. My point is that I was stuck. So I had
Yeah.
to figure it out.
And I just realized, I mean, you said, how are you going to be in 90 days from now? And I didn't catch the comment that Robert made. So our last turning point was in October of
Mhm.
last year, and we sold out and we were busting at the seams in the room we had. And I love what Robert said. He's the first 3 months of this year, which was just after the turning point we had last year. In 2026, he made $88,000 in the winter as an AC company owner. which is big considering these are my lowest months on the previous years. So that's just one testimonial from somebody. You saw his testimonial that we played the video, but he just put that in the chat and I had missed it. So congratulations and good for you, Robert. Good
Yeah,
for
and
stepping up.
Carl too shared something. Carl Shiley,
Yeah.
so I don't mind sharing it because I've heard him share it. I don't want to steal your thunder, Carl, and I will. And what I mean by that is we always talk about net numbers, and he did a little over 300,000 last year as an investor contractor. And again, net numbers is what we always look at. And he was saying he already did $150,000 a profit mid-March. So that was
That's
in
awesome.
90 days. And he's like a
Congratulations, Carl.
beast out there now. Just watching that transformation has been like I'm luckily I've known Carl for 14, 15 years now. And to watch that, and he'll have tech challenges. And again, that guy just is all about action. And so every time I'm like, I'm not really sure how to do this, I look up to someone like Carl, and he's just out there taking action too. So the other thing I do want to let you guys know, again, we have limited tickets. So you definitely want to get them. We will not be able to sell them at the door. I'm already going to tell you it's going to be sold out. So you think you're going to be able to come, we're going to have to say no. As again, we're starting to see the room already be full. Also, we do have Marshall doing a little 45-minute or an hour tonight at 7 p.m. So Marshall will hop on and you'll really see, the millionaire maker is what he's called. So he'll be popping in and you could ask him some questions. And I think we might have something, not tickets. I think we got a different kind of bonus that we're offering. Actually, you know what? I think he's already offered. Oh, you know what? I do remember what he's offering is that anyone that signs up, he's going to give you his Passion, Profit, and Power home study course, which is valued at $1,000. So that is an additional bonus. Or he'll just tell you, go to my website and pay the $3,000 and you don't get anything. You guys know me. I'm always working magic here to take care of you guys and get the best deals for us also.
Absolutely. He'll have a couple exclusive opportunities that he'll be offering tonight. So hope to see you guys tonight, even if you can just listen in. If you guys have other things going on, if you could just listen in, I'm sure you're going to absolutely love it. So don't forget,
Own the
owntheresult.com.
res Yep, owntheresult.com. And if you could give us a 5-star Google review. And what I like on it is one thing you learned today, right? It could have been something that Michael said, something I said, it could have been someone else in the chat, right? It could be something as simple, I take action now.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thank
Yeah.
you guys from
Yes, thank you.
yesterday.
And there's a reason that Anish and I chose that website name is because we just are at a point in our lives that we need to own our own results. And we want the same thing for you guys. But that's completely up to you whether you step up and do it. But owning your own result, being able to
Yep,
say, what I used to say all the time was, if I'm broke, it's my fault. And if I'm rich, it's my fault too. So take the ownership of it and be responsible for where you're at in your life. And if you're not happy, then change it. It's pretty much that simple.
absolutely. Thank you guys. I know I've been seeing so many of your faces between the webinars, the in-person. So some of you guys will be brave enough to be on tonight and also share. I know some of you guys might be at work or people in your life, they couldn't get on the webinar today, right now, I should say, and have them come to the 7 p.m. because there will be a special bonus for people that attend. We reward people that show up in their life. So we love you guys. We'll see you later today. Some of you guys, I'll see you next Saturday in person, right? So we got that extra bonus on the multifamily that Cindy is going to throw in. So that's a $1,500 or really a $3,000 value that she's going to throw in. Then we have the turning point. Also, Cynthia is actually going to stay for the days for the turning point. So that's been pretty cool. And you'll get to hang out with us too. So we'll see you soon, guys. Thank
Have
you.
a happy
Thanks for
Easter.
being
Oh yeah,
here.
happy Easter
This
too. Sorry.
weekend.
Happy
Go,
And
Passover.
we'll, yes,
go
All the
own your
above.
result.
all of it, all
Yep.
above.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.